every iconic Turkish weapon ever made. Subscribe for more videos. Let's begin. Part 1. Assault and Battle Rifles. METE-76. Start with the weapon that defines the modern Turkish soldier. The METE-76 is METE's flagship battle rifle, chambered in 7.62 by 51 mm NATO and developed entirely within Turkey, without a foreign license. The choice of 7.62 mm was deliberate. Turkey fights in mountains and open terrain where engagements happen at distance, and the heavier round carries energy further and hits harder when it arrives. It is heavier than a 5.56 rifle, and recoil is more demanding. But for the environments it operates in, those trade-offs are accepted. This weapon is a declaration. Turkey no longer imports its primary service rifle. It builds its own. METE-55. The METE-55 answers a different question entirely. Where the METE-76 is built for range, the METE-55 is optimized for speed and close-quarters work. It chambers 5.56 by 45 mm NATO and was developed for special operations units and urban scenarios where a full-length battle rifle becomes a liability. Shorter barrel, lighter weight, familiar controls from the same platform family. Because it shares significant design DNA with the METE-76, parts and training transfer across both weapons, keeping logistics simple. KCR-556. Not every Turkish rifle comes from the state arsenal. Canik is a private manufacturer, and the KCR-556 is their answer to what a modern assault rifle should be. The standout feature is a free-floating barrel, removing contact with the handguard and eliminating variables that affect accuracy under real firing conditions. Turkish commando units adopted it. Export interest followed. The KCR-556 is one of the clearest examples of private competition raising the standard across the entire industry. SAR-56. The SAR-56 reflects everything Sarsılmaz has learned over decades of manufacturing. This 5.56 mm assault rifle was built around ergonomics, ambidextrous controls throughout, so left-handed operators or anyone needing to switch shoulders in a tight space can do so without fighting the design. That kind of practical detail does not appear by accident. It comes from feedback from troops who use these weapons in difficult conditions. Reliable, soldier-friendly, consistently effective. Act as SAM. Here the line between infantry rifle and precision weapon starts to blur. The Actis SAM is a semi-automatic marksman rifle, sitting between a standard assault rifle and a dedicated sniper system. Designated marksmen carry these at the squad level, extending engagement range without leaving their unit. Semi-automatic operation means faster follow-up shots than any bolt action. A heavier barrel and enhanced optics deliver first-shot accuracy a standard rifle cannot match. It fills a specific tactical gap, and fills it well. Part 2. Sniper and Precision Rifles. JNG-90. This is where Turkish long-range capability becomes serious. The JNG-90 is METE's bolt-action sniper rifle chambered in .338 Lapua Magnum, a cartridge built specifically for military sniping past 1,000 meters, out to 1,500 and beyond. Turkey's geography demands this reach. Mountain passes, wide valleys, long desert sightlines. Terrain where a single sniper team can control ground an entire platoon could not hold. The JNG-90 is Turkey stating clearly, we build our own long-range capability. KSR-50. The KSR-50 is a statement of intent in .50 BMG. KL's anti-material rifle fires the same half-inch round used in heavy machine guns, packaged into a man-portable platform. Light vehicles, radar equipment, communications nodes, parked aircraft, all viable targets for a single operator at extreme standoff distance. The .50 BMG defeats light armor and destroys equipment in ways that force adversaries to rethink whether operating within range is worth the risk. Turkish Special Operations Forces carry this capability. That changes the calculus for anyone they face. -48 Malawian kwaches. Above .338 Lapua sits the .408 Cheyenne Tactical. METE's -48 Malawian kwaches was designed for scenarios where even a .338 system runs short. Counter-sniper work at extreme distance. sensor and communications destruction before a larger operation begins. High-value targets protected by distance that smaller calibers cannot bridge. Engaging targets consistently past 2 kilometers is not something most military rifles can claim. The -48 Malawian Quaches is one that can. Part 3. Machine Guns. MG3. Some weapons earn legendary status and keep earning it. The MG3 fires at approximately 1,200 rounds per minute, 20 rounds per second. The sound of an MG3 in sustained fire is immediately distinctive and immediately demoralizing if you are on the wrong side of it. METE produces this weapon under license. The design is decades old. The effect it produces on the battlefield is not diminished by age. When something works at this level, you keep it. S-127 MT. Step from 7.62 mm to 12.7 mm, and the conversation changes entirely. Sarsilmaz heavy machine gun does things a standard caliber simply cannot. Light vehicle penetration, fortification defeat, long-range suppression that keeps opponents down even behind cover that would stop smaller rounds. The S-127 MT provides firepower that determines whether an enemy assault is viable or suicidal. The kind of weapon that shapes tactical decisions before a single shot is fired. PMT-76. The PMT-76 takes the MPT-76 battle rifle platform and extends it into a general-purpose machine gun. By deriving from an existing service rifle, METE created a machine gun that Turkish troops already know how to operate and maintain. The transition from rifleman to machine gunner becomes significantly smoother, and that matters when training a large force. Belted 7.62 mm ammunition. Sustained fire. Squad-level suppression while friendly elements maneuver. Canik M2 QCB. The M2 Browning is over 100 years old. It is still one of the most effective heavy weapons ever built. Canik's quick-change barrel variant addresses its most significant limitation. The original M2 required careful headspace adjustment with every barrel swap. The QCB eliminates that entirely. Remove, replace, lock, fire. The same devastating .50 caliber round that has been stopping vehicles since the Second World War, with Turkish engineering making it faster to sustain in the field. Part 4. Submachine Guns. METE MP5. No conversation about submachine guns is complete without the MP5. METE produces this Heckler & Koch design under license. Turkish counter-terrorism units have trained with it for decades. Its accuracy in semi-automatic fire at close range sets it apart from most alternatives. In hostage rescue, building clearance, any scenario where precision and firepower must coexist in a compact package. Its reputation was built across decades of real operational use. Turkish units carry that reputation forward. SAR 109T. For plainclothes operations and close protection work, a rifle is impractical and a pistol may not be enough. The SAR 109T sits precisely between those two options. Compact 9mm, small enough to conceal. Enough firepower to respond when a situation escalates without warning. For units where looking like a soldier would compromise the mission entirely, it provides a capability nothing else in the Turkish inventory fills the same way. Part 5. Pistols. Canik TP9. This is the pistol that changed how the world viewed Turkish manufacturing. The TP9 was released at a price point that made premium features accessible to markets that could not afford German or American alternatives. Reliable striker-fired action. Competitive ergonomics. Consistent accuracy. International law enforcement agencies, security contractors, and sport shooters across multiple continents all reached the same conclusion. Turkish pistols belong in serious conversations about quality firearms. That disruption was not accidental. It was engineered deliberately, and it worked. Canik METE. The METE is where Canik took the lessons of the TP9 and pushed further. Optics-ready slide from the factory. Improved grip texture. Refined ergonomics built from years of real-world feedback. The METE is not a reinvention. It is the TP9 sharpened by data and competitive pressure from a global market that now expects more. Turkey's pistol industry is not standing still. The METE is the proof. Canik SFX rival. Competition shooting is one of the harshest proving grounds for any manufacturer. Speed shooters demand faster trigger resets, better grip geometry, and lower mass than service pistols provide. Every millisecond in a target transition is measurable. Canik worked directly with competitive shooters and built a pistol that competes at the highest international levels. That the same company equips military and law enforcement is not a coincidence. Precision developed for competition feeds quality everywhere else. Canik TTI Combat, a collaboration between Canik and Taron Tactical Innovations, one of the most respected names in American custom gunsmithing. Turkish manufacturing at the platform level, American custom tuning at the performance level. The result combines Canik's reliability with the refined trigger work and grip modifications that TTI built its reputation producing. By any honest measure, a world-class combat pistol, and evidence of how far Turkish firearms have traveled internationally. SAR-9. The SAR-9 was built around one core requirement: work everywhere. Desert sand, mountain cold, coastal humidity. The SAR-9 was engineered and tested across all of those environments before it was ever issued. Striker-fired, modern ergonomics, consistent trigger pull across temperature extremes. Turkish security forces needed a sidearm that would not become a liability in harsh conditions. The SAR-9 delivers without compromise. Yavuz 16. Before Canik redefined Turkish pistols for the world, there was the Yavuz 16. All-steel construction, double-action operation, heavy and rugged through mass and precise machining rather than polymer engineering. Not a modern design, but reliable when it needed to be, and representative of the foundation Turkey built its sidearm manufacturing capability upon. Everything that came after it stands on what this weapon established. Part 6. Shotguns. UTS. 15 turns heads for one reason: capacity. 15 rounds of 12 gauge in a pump-action platform. Dual magazine tubes feed from either side, and the operator selects which tube is active, allowing two different ammunition types preloaded and switched on the fly. Buckshot in one, slugs in the other. The UTS-15 is not a refinement of an existing concept. It is a genuinely different approach to the tactical shotgun. MKA 1919. The MKA 1919 takes a design approach that initially surprises. It handles like an AR platform rifle. Magazine fed. Familiar ergonomics for anyone trained on modern assault rifles. Except it chambers 12-gauge ammunition. For troops whose muscle memory is built around rifle platforms, that familiarity transfers directly. Faster target transitions. Faster reloads. Close-range shotgun firepower without relearning a different manual of arms entirely. Sarsilmaz M212. Modern tactical doctrine has moved toward magazine-fed semi-automatic shotguns, and the M212 represents that shift. 12-gauge. Semi-automatic. Removable magazine. The speed of swapping a magazine versus loading a tube one shell at a time is significant in dynamic close-quarters scenarios. Room clearing. Breaching. Defensive positions where the fight arrives fast. The M212 handles those roles with the speed magazine feeding provides. Part 7. Grenade launchers and heavy systems. Act as AG for MGL. Every infantry squad eventually faces targets that direct rifle fire cannot solve. The AG for MGL chambers 6 40mm rounds in a revolving cylinder, ready to fire in rapid succession, saturating an area with high explosive rounds in seconds. The key advantage is timing. By the time an enemy force reacts to the first impact, the fourth and fifth rounds are already in the air. Act as AG-40GL. Not every squad carries a dedicated grenade launcher specialist. The AG-40GL attaches beneath a standard assault rifle, giving any infantryman the ability to arc a 40mm round over cover or into fortified positions, without a weapon change, without waiting for support. In fast-moving engagements, that independence is often the difference between seizing an opportunity and losing it. Canik VENOM LR. Remote weapon stations represent one of the most significant shifts in vehicle-mounted firepower. The Canik VENOM LR mounts a heavy-caliber weapon system externally, while the operator aims and fires from inside the protected hull. No exposed crew member. No open hatch in a hostile environment. Full offensive firepower while the people using it stay behind armor. For armored platforms in urban or contested terrain, that is a capability that saves lives. Part 8. Anti-drone systems. A Selson IHASAVAR. Modern warfare has produced a threat that firearms alone cannot reliably address. The IHASAVAR is a Selson's portable anti-drone jammer, carried and deployed by a single operator. It creates an electromagnetic barrier that breaks the control signals drones depend on. GPS disruption, command link interference, automatic frequency scanning. In an era where a commercial drone with an improvised payload is a genuine battlefield threat, denying an area to drone operation without firing a shot has operational value that grows every year. Part 9. Historical firearms. Caracal M1938 Mauser. Before any modern system in this video existed, there was this. The M1938 Mauser, produced at the Caracal arsenal in 7.92 by 57 millimeters, was the standard rifle of Turkish soldiers for decades. Bolt action, accurate, built to the same quality standards that made German Mausers famous across every theater of the Second World War. It is the foundation on which the entire modern Turkish small arms industry was built. Every weapon in this video traces its lineage, in some way, back here. Turkish Vickers. The water-cooled Vickers machine gun earned its reputation across 2 world wars. Produced in Turkish arsenals, it could sustain fire for hours without barrel changes, the water jacket absorbing heat that would have destroyed any air-cooled weapon in a fraction of the time. In the early conflicts of the Turkish Republic, sustained defensive firepower often determined whether a position held or fell. Its production in Turkish facilities was an early, critical step toward genuine domestic manufacturing capability. Canik flintlock rifle. Here the story shifts to the deepest roots of Turkish arms culture. The Ottoman-era Canik flintlock rifles were extraordinary objects, functional weapons, and works of art simultaneously. Silver inlay, intricate engravings, craftsmanship that reflected centuries of Anatolian metalworking tradition, each one individually made, each one a statement of its owner's identity and standing. Those traditions did not disappear. They evolved. The same precision and pride embedded in every engraving on a Canik rifle lives today, in every component coming out of a modern Turkish factory. Conclusion. This trajectory reflects a national decision, made deliberately and sustained over decades, to build rather than buy, and to compete at the highest level rather than accept a secondary role. Turkey's arms industry is still growing. The 30 weapons in this video are not the last word. They are the foundation for what comes next.